So, sir, how do you feel today's MarCon conference went?
I think it went off very well. The true feedback you should get from the the attendees who attended it. But if statistics is anything to count, we had more than 500 attendance to the MarCon, which is the largest that we've had at any MarCon. This was the first time that MarCon, and this I'm talking about who actually attended it, because the latest count that we're getting from our live webcast streaming is that there were 1,500 hits. And these 1,500 hits were 1,500 people who actually were on live streaming, but then they included a lot of universities, so we don't know behind that how many 100 students were watching it at the same time. So the speakers were, I think, very, very, I think they projected the true image of Pakistan. I think the concept of the focus of today's MarCon was primarily to show that there's a lot to look forward to in Pakistan. There's a lot of good things happening, and we must focus on those good things happening. And I think there's a lot of talent in this marketing fraternity, and if just taken in the right direction, I think we can make waves.
And how important do you think conferences like this are for today's youth and the leaders of tomorrow?
I think it's very important that today's youth get exposure to the leaders in marketing. That's what they got today. They got to hear the viewpoints. They also got an opportunity to interact with these people, whether on stage through question and answers, or in the breakout sessions. They could have interacted with them, asked them questions, and more importantly, it gave the marketing fraternity an opportunity to network, socialize with each other, understand what each one is doing, and hopefully keep that relationship alive through digital media, through Facebook, through whatever means, and even to meet each other face to face socially.
And last question, sir. How do you feel about the industry as a whole? Are you optimistic, particularly? I know there was a lot of talk today about brands going global and not just containing ourselves within the Pakistani borders. How do you feel that?
I think there should be a realization. Pakistan, as we've mentioned many times, is a population of 180 million people. If you see what has happened here in Pakistan is that our growth is predominantly domestic growth, which really means that we're not dependent on exports to the extent that other countries are. Take, for example, a small country like South Korea. South Korea's GDP is dependent more than 50% to how its exports perform. In Pakistan, our exports perform a relatively smaller percentage to GDP growth. So our GDP growth is all domestically funded. And therefore, the companies here can grow tremendously just through the domestic consumption that's taking place here.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. Thank you.
What media company you